Is high-resolution audio worth it? I like this question, though I'm not quite sure how I'm going to answer it. It comes from Gabriel in London. We've gotten a few from London over the last couple of weeks. Thanks, guys. I'm glad it's catching on in London. I do notice that we're getting more podcast Ohm's Law listeners, and that's a great thing too. And I appreciate you guys listening and spreading the word. Please subscribe. If you listen to Ohm's Law, we're trying to get the podcast crowd going. I have to tell you, well, as much as I love these YouTube videos, I very much like the podcasts better because it suits my lifestyle better. I don't normally sit in front of a computer so much, and I don't like watching YouTube on my phone. So what I do is I just go to the iPhone app for podcasts, put in Ohm's Law, and then every day when I get up, there it is. There's Ohm's Law, there's the TED Talks, there's all kinds of things, how I built this, a number of shows that I like on there. And when I go for my walks, I'll listen to one of mine, I'll listen to one of Seth Godin's. It's just a great way to consume media with my little AirPods, and it's fun. Anyway, our question about high-resolution audio being worth it or not is from Gabriel, as I said. And Gabriel writes, I'm not convinced about high-res audio. And by high-res, he means everything that goes above 44.1, 16 bits. And he specifically says, I'm not talking about MP3, because I get it. MP3 sucks. And yes, MP3 sucks. Thank you. Anyway, I wanted to ask if you can feel that there are any improvements or hear any differences whilst, ooh, I like that, whilst, that's very British, doing a standard listening test. Are they worth storing just for the purpose of entertainment? Are we enjoying the music or the equipment? I get asked that a lot. And the truth is, it's a bit of both. I don't think any of us would be serious about this hobby if we didn't like the kit that we use. I don't think it's just pure entertainment. I don't think anything that we do is pure in any sense of the word. I like hi-fi equipment. I am a hardware junkie, an admitted junkie, and I don't go to therapy for it. I just buy new stuff. I like the stuff. You know, I'm sorry. People go, oh, I'm just in it for the music. Well, me too. And I love music. And I listen to music all the time. But I also like hardware. I like new toys. I like stuff. I like buying gadgets and things. When Amazon Echo came out, I bought it instantly. I asked Alexa to set my timer. Alexa, do this. Alexa, wake me up from my nap. You know, whatever is going on, Alexa is my buddy. And okay, here I go, ramble off for a second. Imagine yourself on a desert island for the last 10 years. And you come off that island and I tell, what's happened since I've been gone? And I tell you, well, now we have machines that understand speech, that can think independently, that can answer questions, that can drive cars, that, I mean, go on, and you start to realize, even though progress in technology creeps up on us and then, wow, it seems kind of interesting. I can pick my phone up and it recognizes my face. That's kind of cool. You know, 10 years ago, that was the stuff of Buck Rogers. That was the stuff of Isaac Asimov. Machines that can talk and robots that can think and look and recognize. And I mean, it's stunning what technology has gone to. And as soon as Google's home thing came out, I bought that. And I routinely compare Mrs. Google to Alexa. I think Alexa blows Mrs. Google away, but that's a whole different thing. All right, anyway, we've rambled off about technology. Yes, high-resolution audio, in many cases, if it's not just upsampled 44.1, which I hate to say, there's a lot of that, and you need to be careful about that. So if it's not that, if it's an original high resolution audio recording, oh my goodness, it is significantly better than a CD, and noticeably so. Now, I'm going to give you some caveats and a little bit of background on this. For the longest time, high resolution audio was basically CDs that were upsampled. And that was before upsampling was a very big deal within DACs. And it just kind of happened. So they were selling, here's a high resolution version of it. That wasn't very fair, gave it a bad reputation. Then, over time, as digital progressed, and remember, my little talk about being on a desert island, you could have gone on that desert island back when digital audio sucked the big one. And man, digital audio started out really bad. Today it's really good. There's been a lot of progress. While it's happened slowly and you may not have noticed it, it has taken big leaps and bounds. So for a long time, we made copies of analog tape. And if those copies were made properly, they were done at a high resolution and then downsampled to CD. When you actually listen to the original 192, 96 kilohertz, 24-bit copy of that analog tape, or even an original recording, that sounds far better than the downsampled CD version. So you really have to be careful about what it is you're listening to. We have a CD, SACD, I'm sorry, I call it a CD. It's an SACD that has a CD layer on it, and along with it, a data disc with 192.24, or no, I'm sorry, it's 176. It's the, you know that 176 is the multiple of 44.1 kilohertz, and 192 is the multiple of 48 kilohertz. Just 96, 90, anyway, just a little aside. That's how we wind up with 176 and 192, 96 and 98, 44 and 48. 48 is the professional standard that things were recorded at. And that has caused a whole bunch of trouble on its own, because the pros, the recording studios, were using 48 kilohertz and the CD standard was 44.1 kilohertz. And so that slight bit of downsampling and conversion caused a lot of trouble at first, and still to this day does, which is why when we released this, our One series, which is a great SACD, we don't have that many of them left. I'd highly recommend going to our website, picking up a copy of that. If you want to see the difference between true high resolution audio and CD quality audio, both of which were mastered beautifully by Gus Skinnis and done properly, there's a place where you can go and answer the question for yourself. Get that CD, SACD, and DVD disc. Listen to something like Reed Fidel's Fly, one of my favorite cuts on there. When you hear that in the high resolution version, it is very clear to you how much better it is than the CD version. And this was done by one of the world's best masters at it, Gus Skinnis. So it doesn't get any better than this. That's a great example. So in general, just be careful that what you're getting really is high resolution audio, and then you can be pretty much assured that it is worth doing if sound quality and resolution matter to you. That was a wonderful question, and I thank you for asking it. Bye-bye.